Hey y'all, great to see you. So this is our last video for your text caption performance, and th this is not the only tool to do this with, but I find it to be the easiest to start with and to get you thinking about just how fun generative text is. Um, and that's using a tool called WebCaptioner. You can see right there, if you just type in WebCaptioner into your Google search, this should be the first thing that pops up. And you can make an account, and basically what I want to do is I want to create like live subtitles for what's going on. And the easiest way to do this, if actually this isn't the settings right now, if I turn this off, you probably don't have green, it'll be black. But I can just go to start captioning, and it tells me where it's listening. It's listening on the aggregate device that I set up in that other video, and it doesn't seem to work. So let's go to our sound. And input, which is weird because I can see it bouncing around right here. So should I try it with a microphone? Check, check, check. Okay, well that works for some reason. If I go back to the aggregate device, does it stop working? No, it seems to be working. Okay, fine. I don't know what happened there. I had to kickstart it a little bit. But is it okay? So you can see as I'm talking, it's translating what I'm saying into startlingly good accuracy and speed. We can go back to our settings here. This is kind of important. There's things like, there's a couple of things you can do. One, let's do the alignment. So I could do full and full. Now it fills up the whole screen as I'm talking. Check, check, check. And I'm like, this is a little odd that it's having so much trouble. It is a web-based day, so sometimes it's maybe my internet connection is just doing poorly. Check, check, check. It does seem to do better with just a microphone, so let's just roll with that for the moment. So like I was saying, now it's like filling up the whole screen. We're gonna think, I think it's like set right now that if I stop talking for 2 seconds, it'll create 2 line breaks. Yep, like that. Another thing you can do is have it clear. So in the general here, after 2 seconds of no audio, do nothing, add 1 line break, clear transcript. You can replace censored language if you want. Well, look at the shortcuts and stuff. There's some shortcuts. You just usually use W and then C, W, then X, W, then N. And this is where it's more important. We can choose the text font. We can choose the text color. You can choose the inner rim text color. So like if you want the inner and the outer. Text size and all that good stuff. Uppercase, whatnot. This is the one I find important, is just doing the background color and changing that to 0, 255, 0, which is green screen. You can also add a shadow to it. I don't know why I just clicked out of that by accident. Shadow color, opacity, blur. There's some other things like you can like, I know there's an OBS plugin for this. It's not where you think it is. It's only if you're streaming or broadcasting would it pop up there. There's also some like, you could manually type into it. You could have it automatically fill up stuff. There's language, and you could do like a different language than your own, or than English, which is my own language. You could replace the word fuck with puppy, which is terrible when I put those things together. You can see what I'm really concerned about people saying and what I want the world to be filled with happy things. So yeah, that's kind of all it is. And the reason we want the green as the background is now if I go into here and say add window capture, I'll say WebCaptioner. I'll choose Chrome. since that looks good to me. So first I'm going to resize it a little. And what's a little funny is like it resizes based on the size of the window. The hard thing is you have to have this open while you're running it. I'll lock this back there. So it's a little bit finicky in trying to get it set up, so that's good enough for me right now. And I'm going to go to right click and say filter. And the first one I want is a crop. Okay, I want to crop off the bottom and the top. So top, I'll try 100, 300, 200, 250. That looks about right to me. And then bottom, I'll try 100, 120. That sounds right too. Cool. And then I'm going to add another one and say color key. Green, oh, that's looking pretty good. You can do the similarity, the smoothness, the opacity. If you chose a different color, you could do custom color and match that. But now what's great is I have these like generative subtitles. And if I go back to start virtual camera, you can see I have just live text in my Zoom screen here. So yeah, that's a way of playing with captions and playing with text. You could always turn off the camera, and like now, if we wanted to do something where let's say people were talking to you in Zoom and you were responding in real time, you could be this kind of faceless live chatbot type thing. But this is just to kind of, you know, like, you don't have to be so literal with this. I want you to be playful. This is not the only place to get text, not the only place to get live text. It doesn't have to be based on your voice. You could make multiples of these. You can rearrange the size of it. You could have the font be huge. You know, just get playful with it and treat it as like a tool. Treat it as like a performance tool for exploring something. You could have audio behind this and not hear the voice, just seeing only the text. Like music could be playing behind it. You could have like trippy visualizations and take people on kind of like a meditation kind of thing. Like there's a lot to play with it. You could also feed, what I showed you with WebCaptioner is you could also, it doesn't have to be, it'll grab whatever your output device is. So if you chose black hole and started playing like some speech on YouTube, it would automatically start transcribing that speech too. The last thing is if you hit W then N, it's one of those shortcuts. This can be helpful. It'll give you a window that doesn't have all the stuff at the bottom that you can more easily resize to be the one that you capture as your window capture. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, W and N. But that is it. That's just like, that's the kind of thinking I want you to have with OBS and thinking about like what's in the screen and whatnot and how you play with this. So for this week, you should make some kind of performance that uses text or captions or words. And then like you also have the option of playing with audio. Like, is it like another voice? Is it music? Is it something entirely different? Is it a mix of those things? Again, Zoom is your canvas. So try something as an experiment for 2 minutes. And I bet when we see all 16 of our different pieces, we'll be pretty amazed at the variety of different approaches to this. So have fun, and I'm excited for next week to see what you all got.